Hello and welcome. I'm Danette Kubanda, and joining me today for a very special interview is Nancy Orlen Weber. She was a crime victim who used it to break through, leaving a nursing career to become a medical, intuitive, and psychic detective, solving crimes with detectives nationwide. She's the author of The Life of a Psychic Detective and All Nature Speaks Conversations with Pets and Wildlife. Thank you so much for being with us today, Nancy.
Thank you, Danette. It is a pleasure.
So, how and why did you become a detective?
The how is I moved to New Jersey. I was known as a psychic nationwide at that point in 1979 in magazines and newspapers. And so one of them read and asked me to help on a rape murder case. And next thing I know, the two detectives on the case came over and sat with me in my office and said, "We have a problem. We have two people answering the same description you have given us. They're both suspects." I said, "No, you don't." And I stood up and limped across the room, then sat back down. They said, "How did you know one has a limp just like that?" I said, "I just became him." So for me, this is normal. But I recognize that I know psychiatry and psychology. It was not for them. And so they looked at each other, they went back and they told him they had an eyewitness who saw him do it. And he fully confessed. That was the first confession I was able to help them get out of many. So, why I did it is my first husband attempted to murder me when I was 5 months pregnant. I faked death and limp as he was doing what he did and went down to the floor quietly. When I stood up, I was very different. I was no longer the nurse who caretakes everybody and the yes to everything. Not at all. I had broken through. So I thank him. I did leave him, but I do thank him. That's what it took for me to let go of any armor, any hurt and disappointment from before that. Doesn't matter. And so I didn't get justice in the courts. I sought justice for everybody else where I could in just doing medical intuitives, psychic readings, relieve suffering where you can. And then when the police asked me for help, uh, I thought, well, it's interesting. And it turned out to be very fulfilling, extremely. I still do all the other work.
Amazing. Do you feel like anybody could do this kind of work?
Yes, no. It's like I don't watch horror films. Anybody can watch them. I don't. Not everybody would want to do this work. It means teamwork. It means some kind of savvy abilities in psychology, psychiatry, and being able to focus so strongly that nothing else in the universe is coming in, only that. So it takes practice. I don't always get it, and I don't always get it right away. It can take me days, weeks, months, years. I don't know, but it's worth doing for me.
Awesome. And you've been a part of some really amazing cases. Does any one particular case stand out to you?
I like the positive ones. I've done plenty of the murder cases and confessions, and that this case is different. This was a woman who had three children who were parentally abducted at a time where President Carter had just signed the bill making it a felony. And it took 9 months. We had no computers at that time. And I was able to trace the children and him from state to state where he kept traveling. And finally, in California, I had a dog that I had named Ramona. And I saw California. I couldn't see what city. I could see the name of the street. And the sheriff's investigator, 4 hours into it, I got so tired. I said, "Where are they?" And my dog looked up at me and I said, "Ramona." And the sheriff's investigator, Lou, said, "Ramona, California?" And I had no idea that existed. I just said, "Yeah," just so I can go to sleep. And it turned out it was right. And so we were able to trace him back to Hawaii. And the judge ordered a bench warrant based on the fact that Lou told the judge that he trusted me as a psychic. and the children were returned. And it was the first bench warrant issued. I know in New Jersey, maybe in the country. I don't know.
That is amazing. It gives me chills. My goodness. Thank you so much for all the amazing work you do and for sharing all of this great information. To learn more about Nancy, her books, and all of her projects, please visit her website at nancyorlenweber.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Danette.